Thanks very much. You know, we were talking about who would win. I think that you would win at Wicks because you're pretty fast. You went from the pregame show set all the way down courtside for some action here in the 3A girls.
But you got me about like 3 inches, though, man.
I do.
You got the height.
I can post you up. I might get out rebound you.
Here we go. I'm posting you up there.
That's good. Hey, we talked about it in the pregame show, but these small communities mean so much to them. Atkins and Wonderview first up here today in this title matchup, and it's all about the smaller classifications today. The big guys have had their show, and it was a good show. There's no question on Thursday and Friday, but how about this game today?
Well, you got, Mills and Magnolia will be special later on today, but look at that sea of red.
Yep.
Atkins, I got fond of them when I was at Arkansas Tech. Love their sports. They had a guy named Charles Sorrells. We lost him last year.
Yep.
A special man, and I got late to the pregame show talking about him to some of the fans out there. So they've got motivation. Hey, this is for our old coach, man. He was our football coach at AD. But guess what? Mountain View's here because they can absolutely play basketball, Scott. They can shoot it. They're talking to their coach yesterday. He says the biggest thing for us is just get in that first minute, calm our nerves, and play our game. These girls have been doing this all their lives. They're a small town. That's all they got. And they love it. They love playing the game of basketball. So this is absolutely a phenomenal matchup. And Atkins, believe it or not, has a lot of history in basketball, known for Coach Sorrells and their football program. But Mountain View, they're not worried about that. They're worried about what they can do. And they are fired up, and they've got some great athletes along with basketball players. And that makes a difference right there. Atkins plays a lot of sophomores. Can they get... can they assert themselves early and get away from the nerves?
You mentioned Coach Sorrells. McKaylee Sorrells, his granddaughter, on this roster for Atkins. As we take a look at the starting lineups for Atkins and for Mountain View in this 3A girls title game. On your left, the Lady Yellow Jackets will start number 3, a 5'8" senior, Kaylee Shipman. Also in that starting lineup, a junior at 6 foot, Caitlin Lopez, getting 5 points per game. Kaylee Shipman, 19.1 per contest. The rest of the lineup, Shaylin Vickers, number 12. She's a 5'9" sophomore, in Aubrey Isbell, and Caden Johnson, a 5'7" senior. On the other side, it's Mary Brown, Lindsey Cox, Ashton Dillard. And we're going to go Ollie Handy. Alejandra Nicole is her full name, but you'll hear me say Ollie today. That's her nickname. And Emily Killer. What a name that is. Basketball name. We're about set to go. It's Handy, jumping center for Atkins against Isbell. And the Lady Red Devils will have the basketball first. This is Mary Kate Brown.
I like the 1-3-1 zone here by Mountain View here to kind of throw things for a loop, and they get a steal, almost a steal right off the bat.
Yep. They get the turnover nonetheless because of the foul offensively on the push for Atkins. Now there is a big discrepancy. You talked about the zone. I would imagine you'll see a lot of zone because Atkins does not shoot the 3 very well or very often. 74 3-pointers all season. That's 2.2 per contest. Now on the other hand, Mountain View does like to put it up, but they turn it over on their first offensive set. The Lady Yellow Jackets, 6 3-pointers per game. They're one shy of 200 for the year.
Wow, and you're already seeing a little nerves. Scott Inman, this is a big stage for these schools, and it's going to take a couple minutes, and they'll get into the game as Mountain View showing a little bit of a slight pressure. 2-2-1 press, drop back into that 1-3-1 zone. So it's a matchup, so they got to talk. Lady Jackets have to talk, and then there you go right there, Scott. There's open threes, and they know that.
They want to get it inside to Handy. And she's going to be fouled. That's Dillard, actually, that gets fouled. She'll go to the line.
Went to Arkansas Tech with Ashton Dillard's mother. Great athlete, great player back in the day. And that high-low presence will probably determine this game, how well they work together and keeping that ball up high. We watch the Razorbacks, you watch the Golden State Warriors, whoever. It's all about the pass in the high-low set.
Foul called on 6-foot junior Caitlin Lopez for Mountain View. First whistled against the Lady Yellow Jackets.
I'm talking to Coach Wesley Kuhn of Atkins before they got their team picture just moments ago. Scott said on pregame, so he goes, I go, do you want to go inside out? He goes, well, we want to go inside.
Inside.
Yeah.
Just get it in there and don't bring it back. You can see that's definitely the MO. This is Isbell on the drive. She draws the contact, can't get the shot to go. It's going to go on Handy, and Isbell will be at the line.
And I believe, Scott, that is 2 already on Handy. And that's a major turn in this game. We haven't even played a minute and 12 seconds. She's got 2 fouls, and that's going to change the strategy completely.
Isbell, a 76% free throw shooter, but misses the first. And Handy does go to the bench, and they're going to give up some size here, bringing in a guard to replace her in Tori Pack. She stands at half court. 1 out of 2 for Aubrey Isbell. She's just a sophomore, and the Lady Jackets will set up the press. Atkins smooth on their way into the front court.
I think the Lady Jackets just simply want to maybe get a quick turnover on that, but they don't want to pressure you on that 2-2-1 half court or kind of 3/4 court press. Scott, they just kind of want to maybe bait you into something, but Atkins has handled it well so far.
Brown thought about the 3. That is going to be there in this zone. Now she will take it and drain it. Yeah, so much for those 2.2 per game. The first field goal for the Lady Devils, a 3-pointer.
And when your name's Mary Kate, you're just awesome. I mean, that's just a cool name.
Good look down low for Shaylin Vickers, and Vickers' shot is blocked. She'll draw the contact. That's going to go on Tori Pack, new into the ball game for Atkins.
We saw a young man at Israel County last night, Scott, get 4 fouls in a minute. I mean, it's crazy what never count out what can happen in a state finals game.
Offensive putback, not there for Isbell. But Mountain View collects another offensive rebound, but then they throw it away. It's saved in, but right to Atkins. Here's Cox. That shot badly altered. And now Mountain View wants to run. Shipman to the paint, to the rack. And that's lost out. It's going to be a foul on Mountain View.
I'm looking at both coaches, Scott, and like I said, being such a smaller environment where they play in, this stage is so big, they're just sitting there, hands, calm down, and we've seen that already in the first 3 minutes of this ball game.
The constant so far is the pressure for the Lady Jackets. It's an Atkins lead early in the 3A Girls Championship game, the first of 5 title games here at Bank OZK Arena in Hot Springs today. And they're all brought to you live right here on AETN.
If you're Atkins right now, Scott, you know the 3 is going to be there. The outside shot's going to be there. You got to have one of your players want that.
Good look inside. The shot not there, though, for Dillard. And up the far side goes Isbell. Crossover into the paint. Left hand. Count it.
There's one person in this ball game that's asserted herself to be like, I want this. It's been Isbell. And she is taken to the rack, and here she goes again.
Another left-hander. Off the turnover. No timeout for Atkins, but the Jackets get their lead 6-4.
Great play right there. Switching over to the left hand, Scott, and showing athleticism and getting in the paint. You know, almost a Euro step right there. You can tell that young lady has practiced that many a times in her backyard and not making a great play.
Killer for 3. It's good.
Another sophomore making it happen, Scott.
Emily Killer gives Atkins the lead back. To counter, it's Johnson. That one may have gotten partially blocked. And Atkins wants to run. Not a good idea. There's a steal by Johnson. Open on the wing is Shipman for 3.
That was a confident shot right there, Scott. Stepped into it, follow through was beautiful, perfect shot by Shipman, and boy, this is the pace is definitely picked up in this ball game. The nerves, I think, have finally settled for these two great basketball programs.
200 three-pointers on the year now for the Lady Jackets. Inside for Mary Kate Brown.
Think about it, Scott. You're a senior. You're playing with all these sophomores. You've obviously gelled to get to this point, and Mary Kate's the leader on this Atkins team, and that was a great, tough shot by her to put it up and in, and now a chance to take the lead with the free throw.
The Atkins senior will have a chance to take the lead when we come back.
What motivates me is when I can kind of look at people and tell that they doubt me.
Nothing's going to be easy for them. They have to work for what they want in life.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to the 3A Girls State Championship game here in Hot Springs. Get updates on the state finals on AE10 right on your phone. Text AETN Sports to 313131.
You know, we talk with the coaches and ask them, hey, what's been key to get you to the state championship? And you get a lot of the same answers, the teamwork, the unselfish play. I want to point out one of the things that Wesley Kuhn told us about Atkins. Their free throw shooting was great in tournament action. And you see Mary Kate Brown complete the three-point play there and give Atkins the lead back. It's back and forth here in the early going.
Iser County, young man, Faulkner, 15 of 17 last night in the second half, Scott, and that basically won them the game.
Shipman with the floater. Rebounded by Vickers. Three-pointer off the left wing by Isbell. And she's got 8 already.
Sophomore shooting guard for Mountain View. Is this moment too big for her? I don't think so, man. She has come out to play today, Scott, and just has a lot of confidence in her shot and been doing some great things.
A 3 to counter from Brown is off. Mountain View, Isbell out of there with it. She's going to be fouled, and that's going to go on Dillard. We talked to Coach Scribner and saw him in the hotel yesterday and talking about his players. When we talked about Aubrey Isbell, he said since she's just a sophomore, she has tremendous potential. You can see she can shoot it outside, but loves to drive as well and handles the ball well.
And, you know, Scott, some ball players just have that ball player look. Does she not have it or what? I mean,
absolutely.
She wants to play ball and get dirty, get in the lane, hit those threes, all that good stuff.
She finds Shipman on the wing. Her 3 rolls off, and a foul by Mountain View on the rebound.
7 fouls called already, Scott. 8, excuse me, combined. And we've already seen Atkins having to get rid of or had to put Allie Handy on the bench because of 2 quick ones. So that's something to watch here because, you know, most of these smaller school teams play 5 to 7 players. That's it. And somebody, you know, it might be a Scott Inman coming off the bench to be the hero or an Eric Sullivan or Bobby Swafford to make things happen. But that happens a lot in this state final game with the smaller schools.
Well, and not having seen these teams play, this is obviously our first look at them, and you look at these numbers, and when their inside presence goes away, or half of their inside presence goes away, and you look at only 2.2 threes per game, you're going, uh-oh, this is trouble, but they've hit the threes, and that's why Atkins has held serve. Their inside game goes to work there, though. Ashton Dillard stays with it. She got it 1 shot blocked, but Gets the second one to go. And a turnover. Emily Killer out of there with it for Atkins.
Well, the more you watch Dillard, she's got that bounce in her step down low. She's a little bit taller than everybody else. She could be an impact player in this game. There's no doubt about it. Oh,
Brown. Boy. The bank is open for Mary Kate Brown, her second triple of the game.
She called it, Scott. I heard her.
She's got 9 first-quarter points. Here's Isbell again. And a good rebound by Ashton Dillard. It's back and forth right now. We're getting seriously up-tempo, and that is going to be a blocking foul. That could have gone either way.
Yeah. 50-50 call right there. Maybe getting there a little bit late on the charge, and the referees noticed that. But we're at a torrid pace right here, and the theme has been the last 2 days, Scott. You've got to do the early games as well as I.
We need a shot clock?
We do need a shot clock.
We don't need it today.
Not today, but we've seen great games early on, and I got a feeling this is going to turn out the same way.
1 of 2, though, for Lindsey Cox. Atkins has missed a couple of free throws. Let's see if Mountain View wants to hold for the last shot. The Lady Devils with a 4-point lead. They're going to back it out. Shipman will pull up from the baseline and hit it. Kaylee Shipman has 5.
The glass is kind today, Scott Inman, for both teams.
Now, on the other end, Brown to beat the horn. Can't get it to go. The follow try not there. Not sure it would have counted anyway. Would not have. They would have waved it off. And we've come to the end of a fast-paced first 8 minutes here in Hot Springs. Atkins by a deuce.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
Law Offices of Gary Green, a people's practice, representing people with serious injuries in areas of personal injury, nursing home negligence, and product liability. We are proud to be underwriters of AETN.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
The Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
Welcome back, everybody. Exciting first quarter between Mountain View and Atkins, and see what makes Arkansas schools great. Check out spirit videos from the schools around the state. It's very easy. Go to this website, aetn.org/sports, to see all the hard work and great performances from our spirit schools across the state of Arkansas.
Well, in a high-scoring first quarter, 30 points scored, you would think, boy, these two teams are shooting lights out. Well, you look at the field goal percentages, they're solid, no question about it. Atkins 50%, 5 of 10. Mountain View 5 of 11, 45%. You just look at how many they've gotten up. 11 shots, 10 shots. They've taken 21 shots in this first quarter because of the up and down play.
And both coaches told us, Scott, this is what they do. You know, Atkins likes to go down low much more, but maybe here is Mountain View going down low. We got a good opportunity right there, but good defense by the Atkins Lady Red Devils.
That, by the way, was a freshman, Emery Johnson, putting that shot up. Both these teams pretty young all around. Well, they're going to leave her open again. Brown can hit it. Not this time. Isbell on the break. Right down the paint.
Wow.
Left-handed again. What's that? 3 left-handed layups. And Aubrey Isbell has 10.
She's a sophomore, Scott, and just you see how special she is. And we've only played a quarter. I mean, she's just a special basketball player.
We just love that, to recognize. I mean, there were 2 defenders in the paint, but until you're going to stop the ball, I'm going to take it all the way, right?
She's obviously watched James Harden play. She knows how to sidestep very well.
Yes. Nice drive and a good block by Johnson. Offensively, the putback for Cox won't go. And here come the Lady Jackets. Dangerous in the open floor. 15-foot pull-up will not fall from Kaylee Shipman.
You look at the momentum, where we're at, just right at the start of the second quarter here. And you've got, wow, great call by Coach Scribner right there. Hesitant 2-2-1 trap, and it got Atkins off guard right there. I love it when teams have designed defenses, and it's not so much to get a turnover, but to surprise the team, and that's exactly what Mountain View did right there, to get the turnover, to have a chance to take the lead on this possession.
Fourth turnover on Atkins. Open on the deep left wing. Shipman's three's not there. The offensive stick back by Isbell. She's everywhere.
She's got a right hand too, by the way.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering.
Oh,
man,
she can play, man, and she came to play. There's no doubt about it right now.
Atkins does a good job beating the trap. Here's Dillard. And she'll go to the line.
And that's Atkins' game right there. I thought Dillard recognized the pressure was out to the half-court line, Scott. Dillard took it, got the pass about 25 feet to the basket, took it right at Mountain View, and that's what they're going to have to do. You got to attack pressure attacking you. That's how you beat a press right there, or beat a half-court trap.
Well, we talked about how those free throws went down for them on their road to the finals. They're struggling a little bit so far here in the first half of the state title game.
50% right now.
Yeah, 3 out of 6.
With 40 locations in Arkansas and growing, Big Red Stores is proud to be the official convenience store of the Arkansas Activities Association. Big Red Stores proudly supports Arkansas schools and their communities.
A couple of proud schools out there right now, and they are putting on a show here in the state championship game. Feed in for Johnson. She puts it up over Dillard. Dillard held her ground, though, and the rebound to Pilar Handy.
Dillard's kind of their go-to right now with Handy out, Scott, and, great defense right there. Let's reward her, maybe find her down low or find her at the high post or something, because I think she has to be engaged in this game for Atkins to pull off this state championship win.
Atkins using their bench right now. Several girls who didn't start the contest being counted on right now for Coach Wesley Kuhn.
When does Coach Kuhn make the call? Your star big girl, Allie Handy, 2 quick fouls. That's why they, I want to say coaches at this level get paid the big bucks, but they don't. They do it for the love of the game. But when do you put Handy back in? Because she is, along with Allie Dillard, their high-low presence down low. But, you almost want to wait till the second half just to be safe.
Here's Isbell again, and the stick back from Caitlin Lopez. 6-foot junior getting on the boards, and now a turnover. Kaylee Shipman scoops it off the front of the rim.
Yeah.
And a travel. Atkins is going to call timeout. Too many turnovers for Coach Kuhn's liking with that half-court trap by Mountain View.
Fans, make sure to check out the official championship merchandise online at ArkansasHighSchoolSports.com. Image One, the official merchandise provider of the AAA Arkansas Activities Association.
Big day today, Eric. 5 games. 5 games. This is just the first of 5. 1:45 tip for the 2A boys championship game between England and Clarendon. At 3:30, the 1A girls take center stage. Wonderview and Rural Special. 5:15, a highly anticipated matchup in the 4A boys title game between Magnolia and Mills. And at 7 o'clock, we'll finish out with Riverside and Melbourne, the 2A girls championship.
And Scott, I don't know if you, Bobby Swafford, RG Hawk, Bobby White, I don't know if we ran enough laps to keep up with England and Clarendon. They are, it is what it is. They want to go.
They're going to get after it.
They're going to go. They're going to go. They don't need a shot clock in that one. They don't need one. They are going to go, and a lot of fun basketball. And I want to commend Atkins and Mountain View. What a great crowd for a noon game on a Saturday. Weather's a little dicey today, but hey, they love their basketball in these small schools, and that's one of my favorite things about this tournament.
And we mentioned all that red, most of it Atkins, but there is some rural special out there as well because they are in the Mountain View School District, and their team plays at 1:30, so they're here to support folks from their community. Good defense by Sorrells.
And what
I'm sorry, Vickers.
What I like about it, Scott, they're cheering for each other. You know, this isn't Arkansas, Kentucky. You know, this isn't Texas A&M. They all support each other, and I love it. Whoa!
Mary Kate Brown, it goes in and out. She's cooled off a little. She already has a couple of three-pointers in this game. Out of the corner, a counter three. Not there for Johnson, but an offensive board. Back in for Lopez. Good interior defense by Atkins. And Ashton Dillard's going to bring it up the floor all the way. And we get a foul call. She'll get 2 shots.
Well, you said it, Scott. I mean, she grabs that. She plays great defense, first of all. Gets the, kind of a partial block, grabs it, takes it 94 feet, and draws the foul. I think what we're seeing right now at this point, Dillard's got to be the person for Atkins because they're going to probably leave Handy out until the second half. That's what I'm guessing right now with Atkins right now because you can't afford that third foul right now.
Media timeout on the floor in Hot Springs. We're back right after this.
Paris is a tinderbox. It'll only take a spark to set it off.
Critics are raving about the epic new 6-part drama.
Go and fetch your daughter here.
I'll never abandon you.
You're a thief.
I was a thief, but that is long in the past. I've identified a dangerous criminal. It's over for him.
Don't ever forget. You promised to become an honest man. It's what you want, isn't it?
Les Miserables. Tune in or stream Sunday, April 14th at 9, 8 Central. Only on PBS.
One of the best things about being a community-focused bank like Centennial is that we encourage our employees to volunteer and give back. That's why our bankers are often seen around town involved in activities that have less to do with money matters and more to do with supporting others. From charity events and disaster relief to Chamber of Commerce and civic activities, we enjoy rolling up our sleeves and helping make our community a better place. See for yourself the difference our local commitment can make. More information available at mywinehunterbank.com. Centennial Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back, everybody. Help support AETN's continuing coverage of high school sports. Consider becoming a sustaining member. Find out how. It's very easy at aetn.org to be a part of the great high school sports coverage here.
First free throw is good by Dillard, and that's the first second quarter point for Atkins.
We're kind of in a scoreboard conundrum right now, Scott.
Yeah, a little bit, but the scoreboard is right, and our score, I believe, is correct on your screen because I circled all the players' point totals at the quarter, and Aubrey Isbell has 4 in this quarter. We're referring to our stat page that says it was tied at 18 prior to those free throws, but correct. I believe the score on your screen and here on the board in Hot Springs is right. Well, it was anyway. Avery Decker, a three-pointer, her first bucket of the game.
Boy, she came in off the bench with some confidence and just stepped into that one and knocked it down. And three-pointers, it's a three-point game these days. And, Scott, you hit a bunch of those, you usually win, as we see from all levels of basketball these days.
Mary Kate Brown on her way to the basket draws a blocking foul. And the Mountain View fans have seen about 3 borderline calls not go their way, and they're ready for a charge to be called.
Well, anymore, if the shoulder is lowered, Scott, from referees I talked to.
I mean, that's the right call.
Yeah, they give it to the defender, but
I don't think her shoulder was lowered. Do you?
Not really, but if it look, it's so fast.
Yep.
And we don't do it enough, and I usually don't. But these referees, this is hard. This is hard to do. It's a hard thing to do.
And it's easy to critique them when you've got a slow motion instant replay. I mean, when they're catching it real speed, and they catch that when Kaylee Shipman scores it, and she'll get a free throw.
Not danger zone territory yet for Atkins, but I wonder if Coach Kuhn, do you make the call and bring Handy back in? I mean, you're down. You're down by 9 right now, and 3 minutes to go. You don't want this thing to get too far gone, but we'll see what he does. He knows this team way better than we do, but that inside presence Your outside shooting for Atkins has been pretty good so far, but they want to go inside and get it to the paint.
Well, Atkins 3 of 8 at the free throw line, too. If you're going to get it to the paint, you're going to have to hit your free throws because you're going to get fouled. And they've had their opportunities there. They'll get it down low. No call on that shot from Mary-Kate Brown. And here comes Mountain View with a chance to build their biggest lead. A 360 into the lane, but Isbell can't get it to go.
She's just so in control of her game, Scott. I mean, it's fun to watch her. That was easy for her, I think. You know, me and you would probably break a couple ankles trying to do that move right there, but a great move just to get to go.
Mary-Kate Brown forces the issue, and she's going to draw the contact off of Caden Johnson and go to the free throw line.
With Handy on the bench, and I think Coach Kuhn is going to ride this out with only 2 minutes left in the first half. You know, Mary-Kate becomes your, kind of your go-to because Mountain View's made it a commitment to just make sure Ashton Dillard just does not get the ball. And so she's got to make these free throws. She missed one there. Let's see if she can connect this one. Oh, wow. Boy.
Rebound offensively, though, by Emily Killer. And she'll draw a foul.
Another sophomore. Lots of sophomores playing ball for this Atkins team. And it's just funny. We can analyze and break down this game, but there's another free throw miss. That is, I think, 3 of 11 now. I think our sheet's been updated. And that's 7 points you've given away, Scott. And you'd be in the lead almost if you make your free throws here.
Goodness.
Another one.
8-point lead for Mountain View. Another 3 rolls off. Rebound comes down to Dillard. And Dillard leads the break.
Oh, man.
Can't finish, gets her own miss, though, and the putback is there. How about that?
Boy.
Ashton Dillard playing a little guard. The 5'9" sophomore.
She got a little spark in her or what, man?
Yeah.
That was a great play. Missed a layup, but it goes right back up like a pogo stick, puts it up and in. And, her and Mary-Kate with Handy on the bench. It's amazing what can happen. We watch the Razorbacks all the time. How many times this year that last minute have been detrimental to their season?
Sure.
Or the first couple minutes of the second half. It's funny how you can get yourself right back into a game by making some plays right before the quarter ends, because teams tend to just want to be conservative and hold the ball. And Atkins right now is on a little bit more mojo right now, but still they need to get a couple stops here and maybe a 2 or 3 for 1 here before we get to the halftime break.
Well, to your point, Eric, I think that's exactly why Coach Scribner called that timeout for Mountain View, is he sensed that tide, that momentum swinging, and he wanted to stop it right there. Isbell can get it back, but she misses that shot. A rare miss for Isbell. Look at this effort.
Wow.
By everybody on the floor in blue and red. But it's Mountain View out of there with it. Kaylee Shipman the drive. And more effort. A steal by Brown. Here comes Dillard behind the back. And the finish.
She's got game, Scott Inman. She's a post player, but she wants to be a guard. And that was awesome, baby.
On the other end, it's Shipman. Can't connect. And the rebound came down out of bounds. It'll belong to the Lady Devils. Down 4 with 70 seconds to go in the half. What a half this has been.
Well, Dillard is just showing some outstanding effort. And, hey, I'd take her at point guard on my team any day of the week. I know she's the tallest player on the floor, but behind the back, up and in, what a play by that young lady.
Under a minute. Inside for Cox, and she draws the foul. Atkins is going to have to start hitting these free throws, though. They are doing a great job of drawing the contact and getting to the line.
38%, Scott, from the free throw line, and you're just not going to win not only a state championship game, now 5 of 14. I truly believe this, especially at the high school level. If I'm watching you, Scott, miss a couple, it's in my head.
Yep.
And then I get fouled, they foul me, and I'm like, oh, well, Scott just missed these 2. I better not miss my 2. So I think they're all kind of looking at each other. It's going to take someone step up there and knock it down like she just did right there.
It's a one-possession game, under a minute to go in the half. Mountain View was here a year ago, lost to Charleston. The dribble drive, Vickers, left-handed layup. It doesn't matter which guards got it for Mountain View. They've all got the game to get it to the rack.
Can we give Coach Schreiber a pat on the back, teaching his young ladies to use that left hand? I mean, that is, I know we're in high school, but that is such a critical part of basketball, using your offhand, and Mountain View is very, very good at it.
Well, we've already seen a few buzzer beaters in championship weekend. We're going to get one here before the half.
We had a 55-footer, right, with Northside boys.
Yes.
I'm going to give the Lady Red Devils here a 3 at the buzzer. I'm going to call it, Scott.
Well, they better hurry. They're not going to get a 3, but they might get a bucket. Lindsey Cox over the shoulder to send us to the intermission. How about that?
I said underneath the basket buzzer beater,
That's
right?
not what you said.
Okay, my Tony Romo didn't work out very well, but what momentum now. What momentum Atkins has going in after a great play by Cox right there.
Oh, I tell you, it couldn't have gotten any better here in the 3A championship girls matchup. Mountain View will have a 3-point lead at the intermission, 28-25. We'll be back in just a moment.
We are the curious.
The adventurous.
Those venturing out for the first time.
And those who've never lost our sense of wonder.
You seen this?
We are the hungry.
The strong.
The joyful.
A happy little cloud.
We believe there is always more we can uncover.
More we can explore.
We believe in the capacity for goodness.
And the potential for greatness.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
PBS.
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 Anytime we want, anywhere we are.
Mountain View leads Atkins at the break by only 3, thanks to that over-the-shoulder buzzer beater by Lindsey Cox at the break. Boy, Eric Sullivan, Scott Inman back here courtside watching it all take place, and that was fun. I mean, that was just flat-out fun to watch.
It's two programs that are enriched in basketball. That's what they do all day long. Their pride, and you're seeing it out there. These girls want to win. You're seeing Ashton Dillard, that behind the back, up and under. She's done that so many times in her backyard. Yeah. We see it on this stage. A lot of fun right here. But I think, the stat that sticks out, and I'm not the biggest stats guy in the world, if Atkins doesn't step up to that free throw line and start making them, that might be their Achilles heel. It is so far, but they got to start making some free throws.
But the fact that they're in this game with their biggest post player on the bench for almost the entire first half in Handy, they've got to feel pretty good about where they are.
And for Mountain View, I think, Aubrey Isbell has been phenomenal.
Yes.
But a little slower in that second half. I think Atkins paid more attention to her, but get the ball in her hands more in that second half as well.
Aubrey Isbell with 12 first half points to lead all scorers. We're going to pause, be back with more halftime activities, and the third quarter is just about 7 minutes and 40 seconds away.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
Law Offices of Gary Green, a people's practice, representing people with serious injuries in areas of personal injury, nursing home negligence, and product liability. We are proud to be underwriters of AETN.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
The Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
Back in the booth, the Atkins Lady Red Devils trailing by just 3 against the Mountain View Yellow Jackets, 28-25. Many of us know the name Cariah Beck from his playing days in the NBA and as an Arkansas Razorback, but it's his daughter, Cariah, who is now making a name for herself on the court at Fayetteville High School.
Recognize the last name? Yep, that's Fayetteville sophomore point guard Cariah Beck, daughter of former Arkansas national champion point guard Cariah Beck.
My family is really about basketball. My dad was a college player, and he helped me a lot. He inspired me a lot. Like, I just started, like, very young, like, third grade-ish. Me and my dad on the court, we usually play one-on-one. Sometimes I'll beat him. Well, actually, no, I don't think I ever beat him.
Cariah wears the same number, 14, and plays the same position, point guard, as her dad.
I didn't see her as being a point guard. I thought she was a good off-the-ball guard. A ball handler has shot up.
Me being number 14 would just inspire me more to be like my dad. I wear it because he wore. I mean, he was a great player that won a championship.
It was special to me. I wore the number 14. I won the championship as the number 14. I went on to play with the Charlotte Hornets as the number 14.
People say we have the same game. As a player, to me, I think I just play, and then people wouldn't know about my last name.
I see that toughness that I had as a player. Every year she get more aggressive on the offensive end. I like sitting back watching her play. I mean, it reminds me a whole lot of myself. The thing that we've always talked about is create her own legacy. Don't worry about what I did. You be Cariah and you play Cariah's game.
Nowadays, Corey is at all of Cariah's games, cheering her on while rocking his bedazzled number 14 Purple Dog hoodie.
My dad's the best dad to have. He's always there for me. Even outside of basketball, he's there for me to tell me what I can fix or what I'm doing wrong in life, and he's always by my side no matter what.
It's a true blessing. For me as a parent, to be able to sit on the sideline and watch her play, oh my God, it's unbelievable. I love every minute of it.
As much stuff as in basketball and outside of basketball in life, I don't think I would have accomplished more if I would never have my dad by my side.
It's great to see how strong their connection is on and off the hardwood. Thanks to Spirit 52 for that video. We'll be right back on AETN Sports with more halftime action.
Student filmmakers, it's time to submit your film to AETN's annual Student Selects competition. Films are eligible for scholarships, prizes, screenings, and broadcast on AETN. Submit your entry at aetn.org/studentselects.
Drake Toll back in Studio B. The Atkins Lady Red Devils currently trailing 25-28 against the Mountain View Lady Yellow Jackets. Ask any coach and they'll tell you that self-discipline is an important concept for students to learn. The basketball court is one place to learn it. And for students at Horatio Middle School in Southwest Arkansas, the after-school cycle self-defense program is another. Check it out.
We have been doing karate and self-defense for a year and a half. This is a cool school program because of the students. To see the students grow to when we first start, their kicks are crazy, they're all over the place, they're wild, and then to see them get into form and to get into unison and to see the power not only in their kicks, but the power inside them, how proud they are of their kicks, and to see them grow as a student. As an instructor, it's an amazing feeling. There's nothing like it.
Self-defense to me is not just, kicking, punching, just there to be there. It's more of discipline, and it's more of learning to control yourself and to keep yourself safe from other people. Now I can protect myself from now on my life. Or like if my little brothers are in danger, I could protect them.
The impact that karate and self-defense has had, it gives the students who are in self-defense and karate a sense of purpose, a sense of accomplishment. And it gives the ones who aren't in it, hey, I want to join this. I want to be like that kid. So the student who may not have been the fastest in basketball, who may not have been the smartest in their class, now is standing out.
I mean, we have a lot of different kids. We have Mexican, and we have black, and we have white. We have a lot of different kids, special ed. And being here, we're not here just to learn self-defense. I mean, and we make friends and we stick together when we need it the most.
It's the video.
That segment is part of the AETN digital series Cool Schools, showcasing terrific school programs across Arkansas. Check them out at aetn.org. Once again, the Mountain View Lady Yellow Jackets leading 28-25 at the break. Let's take it back courtside with Eric Sullivan and Scott Inman.
All right, Drake, thanks very much. We've got about 70 seconds until we are going to get going in a third quarter that promises to be just as much fun as the first two were. A 30-point first quarter put up by these two teams. They slowed down a little bit in that production in the second quarter, but as we take a look at some of the halftime numbers, and we'll tell you, by the way, that these are technically unofficial. We are working through some discrepancies on the stats. Our stat monitor and the scoreboard didn't match up exactly, but we think they've got them right now, so we'll take a look at some of the individual
Well, thank goodness
numbers.
for that Arkansas State education,
because I'm doing my own math.
You are the math guy here. I'd have it like 48-19 or something. That's how bad I was at math, though. Thank you, Scott.
Well, the leading scorer for both of these teams is Aubrey Isbell. She's got 12 points on the game so far. She scored 8 in the first quarter, 4 more in the second quarter. She's the only player on either side in double figures. Kaylee Shipman's got 8. Avery Decker and Chaylin Vickers with 3 apiece for the Lady Jackets. For the Lady Red Devils, the leading scorer, Ashton Dillard. She was fun to watch. The 5'9" sophomore who is a forward, was playing more guard in the first half. She's got 9. Mary Kate Brown with 6. Lindsay Cox with 4 and 3 each for Tori Pack and Emily Killer. And we're underway in the third quarter. Atkins starts on offense first.
Scott, need to be noted here, Allie Handy back in the game. 2 fouls within a minute to start that game. So let's see if Atkins can truly establish what they do well, which is go down low and pound it down low, but you get a turnover started off here.
Yeah, Dillard a little errant with that pass. And again, it is worth repeating. Atkins, which has shot free throws very well in this state tournament, has not done it today. 6 out of 15. They've had their opportunities. 15 free throw attempts in that first half, and that's their MO. They want to get it down, pound it in, and get to the free throw line, and they did it, but they couldn't connect. Shipman can't connect here, and Dillard gets the rebound. Guess who brings it across the timeline, Eric?
That's my girl, man. Oh, wow.
Right side 3.
Boom.
Count it. Lindsay Cox.
How big of a spark has that young lady been for Atkins? When Handy went out, she has really stepped up her game, and what a 3 right there.
Quick shot that time by Mountain View. And Handy wrestles down the rebound, and Atkins can take the lead. Handy throws it away. Kaylee Shipman, coast to coast, ahead to Johnson, and that's a good bounce pass. Caden Johnson's first 2.
Well ran, fast break. Oftentimes we look at free throws and turnovers that decide a game. I always look at fast break points. Those are easy, and that's exactly what Mountain View did right there. Easy basket for them and well executed.
So Atkins had a chance to take the lead. Now they've got to play from behind again on this trip down. Good post defense, but guess who? Dillard takes it right back. She can't finish. And the Jackets look to push it. Isbell past 2 defenders.
Wow. She just has game, Scott. I mean, that wasn't an easy shot right there. Splitting 2 defenders up and in and keeping control of her body, and then up in the air, laying it soft off the glass.
We've got a timeout taken, I believe, by Atkins. Yep, Atkins calls a quick timeout. They do not like their transition defense right now.
We would like to thank Southwest Sporting Goods in Arkadelphia for supporting our broadcast today. Coaches, if you're looking for an apparel supplier, make sure and contact our good friends here at AETN Sports at Southwest Sporting Goods. Once again, thanks to our friends at Southwest Sporting Goods. And I believe as handsome as we're looking today, Scott, in the last 3 days, with our really cool Arkansas Activities Association and AETN pullovers. I went with the full grade today, and I think I kind of like this one, man.
And it's lightweight, which is kind of good because it's actually warm outside today.
And I get way too into the game. I need something to hold my sweat, man. We get way too into this.
Never let them see you sweat, Eric. Never let them see you sweat. 4-point lead for the Lady Jackets. Early second half. On the wing, Killer's open, and she drains it.
That's 2 for her. Talk about stepping up for a sophomore. Stepping up and getting into that shot with confidence, Scott, and that's exactly what Atkins needed after a couple rough possessions there.
On the other end, Mountain View goes high-low to Caitlin Lopez for her second field goal.
You know, the post game is, I hate to say it, Scott, in basketball's a lost art now. How great a position did Lopez have right there? Just up and in, easy shot for her.
Handy can't get the 15-footer to go. And here comes Mountain View. Shipman the pull-up. Boy, Mountain View, you could sense, is starting to get on a run here. That timeout for Atkins did not slow him down.
Well, Mountain View has a style they want to play, and at times it hasn't been there, but I think we haven't even talked about how good their defense has been, Scott. I think they've been really active on defense. Coach Schreiber, he's got to be happy. Now, their bigs can take over this game like right there, but you got to put it up in the hole.
Handy does draw the contact, and she'll get her first free throw. She's still looking for her first points, and she's put the ball up last couple of trips down and stayed with it there. Ollie Handy will get a couple of free throws.
I want to recognize the outstanding student athletes participating in today's state championship game for Mountain View. How about Kaylee Lane Shipman? Scott, 4.08 GPA. Her field of study, she's a point guard, biology, and congrats to that young lady for doing it on the court and, of course, in the classroom as well.
Well, Handy, just a 57% free throw shooter, knocked them both down. And it's a one-possession game again.
Almost got to feel Atkins has got to get her going, even 2 fouls or not.
Great ball movement, and Shipman alone on the wing drains a triple.
Hey, you know, you recognize her for being a great student. Yeah, hit the 3, baby. That makes us great TV right here. We timed that perfectly.
13 for Kaylee Shipman, and the lead is 6. Good look for Cox, and she draws the contact again.
I think Shipman, you know, being such a young team, Mountain View is, Scott. She's a senior. She's got a 4.08 GPA. This is her last game ever. You know, it's the last basketball game ever, and she has really stepped up tonight. Great to see that from that young lady being outstanding, and what a great-looking shot there for the
3. All of its children had come to the Mother Church of Country Music. It was almost like a badge of honor that you had to bring your culture with you to the table. That's why Bob Wills and his guys brought us Western music. That's why Hank Williams brought the South with him from Honky Tonks. Johnny Cash brought the black land dirt of Arkansas. Bill Monroe brought music out of Kentucky bluegrass music. Willie Nelson brought his poetry from Texas. Patsy Cline brought her heartache from Virginia. I mean, it was the most wonderful parade of sons and daughters of America that brought their hearts and their souls and their experiences, and it gave us a great era in country music.
And welcome back, everybody. Atkins Mary Kate Brown. How about this? Our outstanding student athlete in this ball game for Atkins. 4.14 GPA. She's a forward. She's had an outstanding game so far. Scott, she is a pre-med field of study when she goes to college. And congrats to Mary Kate, and good luck to her. We'll probably be answering questions to her when we go to the doctor here in a couple years. I love to see the great work in the classroom as well.
And Kaylee Shipman, who you mentioned from Mountain View, who is our outstanding student athlete. You said this is her last game in high school. It is, but she's going to play at Arkansas Tech. That's your alma mater.
Yes, sir. Go Golden Suns. A lot of great history there. And had the luxury of watching Joe Foley, who's now at Arkansas Little Rock, been a fabulous coach all of his life. Had to watch them warm up, or when we were warming up for our practice, Coach Foley and the Golden Suns at Arkansas Tech were finishing up practice, and my roommate would always say, there's no way we could play for him. He is one tough coach.
The struggles continue for Atkins from the line. 9 of 19 from the free throw line, 47%.
Difference in the game right now, Scott. You hit half of those, you're tied.
Isbell's open on the wing. And a one-hop rebound comes to Killer. Emily Killer will bring it across for Atkins. Yeah, they would have the lead if they'd hit a few more of their free throws. They've actually got more three-pointers than Mountain View. That was probably not expected. Here they're going to try another one. Oh, and in and out by Killer. Lost out of bounds, belonging to Mountain View.
Really think with 3:12 to go here in the third, Allie Handy, who has fought that foul trouble all game long, she's just got a massive size advantage over everybody. They got to get her a couple shots here, but Mountain Home just seems to be going right at her, and that's her third.
There's that future Golden Sun, Kaylee Shipman, drawing the contact.
Smart play. I mean, we talk about what you have to do in a game, your style, what Mountain View wants to do, what Atkins wants to do, Scott, but smart basketball from Bobby Knight to John Thompson to Mike Krzyzewski. They'll take that any day of the week. I mean, just knowing you've got a player that has 2 fouls, is the center point of their team, and she went right at him. Kaylee Shipman did. She knew that. She knew that, went right at her, and of course she stepped up there and knocks down her free throws.
Make it 15 for Kaylee Shipman. And a foul on Mountain View in the front court. Dillard had her legs taken out from under her by Tori Pack.
I really like Mountain View, kind of not all the time, but selected times that 2-2-1 press, half court or three-quarter court press, and it's right there. It almost worked, but Atkins able to draw the foul.
Mountain View's interior defense making it very difficult to get those entry passes in. They want Atkins to shoot outside, which they've done a pretty good job of doing in this game. 5 of 11 outside the arc. But they want to get it into her. Handy winds up in Emily Killer's hands, and it's a jump ball. That gives it to the Lady Jackets.
A lot of frustration sensing right now with Atkins because they are getting good position. The pass wasn't quite there, and Atkins, Coach Kuhn sitting there going, guys, make the correct entry pass, and I believe Handy will just go to town on Mountain View, but Mountain View, like you said, Scott, the difference in this game is free throws not made by Atkins and great interior defense by Mountain View.
Out of the corner, open is Johnson.
There she goes.
Ashton Dillard racing up the sidelines, tripped up, ball out. Stays in Atkins front court.
I don't know if I'd want to take a charge from her. She gets going, you look out. A little out of control right there, but she's made a couple plays, taking it coast to coast.
Good position by Cox, and she'll draw the contact.
Cox, another sophomore, and at this point, with the sea of red we're seeing, you got your home court, your home fans on your side. Step up and make these free throws, Scott. .138 to go. You want to have a shot here, and you're only down by 6. You make this, you're only down by 5, and she does. You're right where you want to be, considering your struggles at the line and the foul trouble you've been in all game.
You sense the pace slowing down a little bit more, half court right now, as the possessions start to be fewer and fewer down the stretch.
And every one of them counts, Scott.
Yep.
Every one of them count from here on out.
$30 points combined in the first quarter scored by these two teams. Since then, the pace has slowed just a bit.
No hurry here for Mountain View. In fact, I'm not sure Coach Casey Strobel doesn't want to just pull this out. And, you got a 5-point lead. They're stacked in a zone right there. Well, never mind, because that young lady can play.
Aubrey Isbell knifing her way through the paint. And she's got 16.
Just a fantastic player. I can't wait. I bet you next year we see her again, or the next 2 years for sure, just a sophomore.
Oh, contact up front there. Kaylee Shipman couldn't get out of the way.
And one of the storylines, I think, all weekend, Scott, has been the underclassmen. And when Mills and Magnolia play here in a little bit, you're going to see a ninth grader lead the way for Magnolia. Ford, great name. And he's a Ford truck. I mean, he kid can play, and he does not look like a ninth grader, but that has been an underlying story here all weekend long, and it's great to see these young folks playing ball and doing it at the highest level here.
We had a buzzer beater to send us to half. Do we get another one to send us to the fourth quarter? It's going to be a steal. Shipman heaves it into the cheerleaders, and we'll go to the final 8 minutes of what has been a dandy so far in Hot Springs. Mountain View trying to claim their second ever state title.
Broadcast of this championship game is made possible by
Law Offices of Gary Green, a people's practice, representing people with serious injuries in areas of personal injury, nursing home negligence, and product liability. We are proud to be underwriters of AETN.
You'll find us at the end of a lot of long country roads, covering over 60% of the great state of Arkansas to provide reliable power to over 500,000 homes, farms, and businesses. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, your local energy partners.
The Cherokee Nation, our people, our culture, our history, our future. To learn more, go to visitcherokeenation.com and say hello to the Cherokee Nation.
Welcome back, everybody. With 40 locations in Arkansas and growing, Big Red Stores is proud to be the official convenience store of the Arkansas Activities Association. Big Red Stores proudly supports Arkansas schools and their community. Scott Inman, Eric Sullivan here. This could be, we've had it all weekend long. The first game has been outstanding and down the wire, and I've got a hunch this is going to be the same way today, man.
It has been close from the get-go. Every time Mountain View threatens to pull away, Atkins has the answer. But here's Isbell pulling away. She loves the left hand.
She's just got a look about her that, I mean, look at her right now. Defensive stance, clapping, cheering her team on. Only a sophomore, Scott, and to be that engaged is so impressive. And she has been really good tonight.
She's got 18 to lead all scorers. Killer with the drive.
9-point game, Scott, 7 to go. Atkins has got to get a couple stops, because Mountain View seems to be a team that likes to be on the free throw line. I mean, they've made their free throws today, 5 of 7. They're going to shoot a lot more if this gets going. But there's your defense right there.
Yep, good read there. And the steal by Lindsey Cox. She's had a heck of a game, too.
Yes, she has.
Off the right side, a triple. Dropped in by Tori Pack, and a quick timeout. That's her second three-pointer of the game.
And man, did Atkins ever need that, Scott. Down 9 there, you cut it to 6 just like that. You got a little momentum going right now. You got a steal on the other end, and hey, there's your senior coming off the bench, hitting 2 big threes in this game, none bigger than the one she just hit.
Well, Atkins averaging coming into this game 2.2 made three-point baskets per game. They've got 6 today.
It negated the free throws.
Yep.
It's really negated their free throw struggles at the line today, and you know that's basketball. You know, if you're a team that doesn't rebound well, but you make a lot of threes, you know, it evens everything out. You know, Bobby Knight always wanted to coach a perfect basketball game, hitting 100% of the shots. It never happened. You have to do other things, and you have to have other players step up. Your stars. You look at what Aubrey Isbell's been, fantastic today. But you got Kaylee Shipman being fantastic as well. You know, in a state championship game, it's the other kids that usually make the difference in the game, and we've seen it all weekend long here. Join the conversation on social media. That's the world we live in today. We all love our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and you can do it right here with AETN, simply with the hashtag on social media, hashtag AETN Sports.
Atkins is going to pressure the inbound in the backcourt here.
Haven't seen Atkins do this yet, Scott. We've seen Mountain View, show slight pressure on occasion, but they back off pretty quick, and you need to stop here if you're Atkins.
Isbell splits the double team. Can't get the bucket. And the offensive rebound is stripped away by Atkins. Mary Kate Brown gets in trouble and throws it away. Couple of turnovers after that timeout. And the lead is still 6. Here's Shipman to the rack. 17 for the senior, Kaylee Shipman.
That was just a tough shot again in traffic, and she got it done.
No call, lots of contact there. Cox can't get the shot off. Here's Shipman again. Splits another double team, and the scoop shot is good.
Play of the game so far, and I will tell you what, this is her last high school basketball game, and she's making it count, Scott, and Atkins in real trouble right now, down by 10 with 5:40 to go.
All alone, Cox at the top of the key.
I'm just going to stop talking. Every time I count Atkins out, they do something like that.
They just keep coming. Isbell, they didn't stop her, and she draws the foul off of Dillard.
You know, in a game where you have a lead in a state championship game like this, you love Mountain View's attack approach, Scott. I mean, they're not backing down to any pressure. They're going right at the rim, and this young lady, Aubrey Isbell, has been fantastic. Only a sophomore, and just has really controlled the game. Her, and I think, you know, you got to give a lot of props to Kaylee Shipman on her contributions as well. But, you know, Nolan Richardson said a long time ago, yeah, we press all the game, but we don't want to be pressed. You know, it's kind of, you attack the attack. And that's what I think Mountain View has done so well today.
This match is the largest lead of the game for Mountain View. Atkins has had the answer all game long, though, to stay close. And Dillard traveled.
Coach Kuhn on his knees right now, kind of going, what's going on? Maybe with a lot of timeouts left here, well, 2, I should say, in the media. And actually, Mountain Home might have done Atkins a favor right there to talk about it and settle the Lady Red Devils down a little bit.
Mountain View burns a timeout with 5:02 left. And there will be immediate timeout inside of 4. So the timeout situation now, Atkins still has 2 remaining. So you're right, I think that did help them out. If they wanted it there, they didn't want to burn it because they only had 2 left. Mountain View with 3 left.
Fans, if you want to have the memory of the state championship game, you can purchase a DVD copy of today's game by simply logging on to FidelityLocal6.com. Get that DVD, have it for life, and in 20 years, in 5 months, whatever, put that thing in, watch it, and relive the memory of what we've turned out to be a great game for Mountain View and the Atkins Lady Red Devils. But Scott, I just sense right now with 5:02 to play, if we don't get a little quick 5-0, 6-0 run by Atkins, Mountain View is in control of this game right now. And because of their guard play, Isabel is fantastic. Shipman has been fantastic. They continue to attack as well. They're not shying away from pulling it out and being conservative. They were going right at Atkins, and this is a really big possession with 5:02 to play.
Isbell has 20 points. Shipman has 19, and most of that's been in the paint. Their penetration has gotten it done. Collectively, they only have 3 3-pointers, so most of those points have been twos in the paint with the drive.
Ironic, a complete opposite of these teams. Atkins' three-point shooting's kept a minute, whereas Mountain View going into the paint, it's got them a 9-point lead right now.
And a foul high up top there on Emily Killer, working on Caden Johnson. A reminder, at the end of the game, we'll be interviewing the winning head coach. Hope to get the MVP as well. Who will it be? Mountain View trying to drain some clock on this possession. Isbell's shot.
Good block.
Blocked. And Atkins the other way.
Very important for Atkins to get points right here, Scott. Very important. You're down 9. You got 4:18 to play. They've got to get a bucket, get some free throws somehow, some way, somehow right now.
They get it into Dillard in a triple team, and she forces it up. Got it blocked. Mountain View basketball.
Outstanding collapse defense right there by Mountain View. Obviously, they've studied the tape, know what they're doing, and Dillard had nowhere to go right there. Their interior defense may be the MVP, Scott. They have been outstanding tonight.
Here's Shipman. Scoops it. Can't get the roll. On the left wing. Brown can't get the 3. And a jump ball, the possession arrow will keep it with Atkins. Actually, it goes to Mountain View, looks like, according to the possession arrow. Mountain View will have the basketball with 3:39 left when you come back to Hot Springs.
This month in Passport, your on-demand library of the best of PBS.
She was the Queen's sister, but she did things nobody else in the royal family had done.
When you get that relationship with a horse, sky is the limit of what you can do.
Your fourth great grandfather knew Thomas Jefferson.
This is blowing my mind.
These and other shows are available with Passport. Become a member of this PBS station. Sign in and start streaming today.
We are go at this time.
Ignition sequence start.
10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
We have liftoff.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Mountain View out shooting Atkins 47% to 35%. Atkins has the edge from behind the three-point line. Free throw percentages, that's been an Achilles heel for Atkins today. They have really struggled at the free throw line. They've also turned the ball over 12 times. And points in the paint. You would think that would lean Atkins' way. It's been reversed, a 16-point edge for the Jackets, and that's not post play, that's guard points in the paint.
And Scott, it's now or never for Atkins. I mean, they've got to get a little run here. They're down by 9. You got 3:30 to play. You know, the aggressiveness on defense has to step up, get a couple steals, and there we got one.
Killer with the anticipation and the layup on the other end. That's just what Atkins needed.
Well, they have picked up the intensity Atkins is. They've got to get another stop here. And as we look at
Avery Decker is fouled. That's going to go on Lindsey Cox.
Not quite in the bonus yet, and Mountain View has shot their free throws well today, Scott. 7 of 9. They're about to shoot a lot more.
Nearly trouble there for Mountain View, but Kaylee Shipman hauls it in. How much clock time do they get to burn here? And Emily Killer is going to get called for another personal foul. That'll be your second.
One more for the bonus, and you got to think Coach Schreiber wants Kaylee Shipman and Aubrey Isbell to have the ball in their hands to shoot free throws at this point.
It's keep away right now.
She's good at it.
Oh, a good look for the cutting Isbell.
Can't draw it up any better, Scott. You got experienced ball handlers that kind of can control the ball, eyes in the back of their head, and great teamwork right there to find the open look.
Killer will go to the free throw line on the other end. Meantime, it's 22 points for Aubrey Isbell, a sophomore with 22 in the state title game.
I like how she leads this team as well, Scott. I'm looking on the free throw line here. She's talking to people, her teammates. I mean, how many sophomores know, have that leadership quality? Usually it's born into you, and she's definitely, I think, even Shipman, who is a senior, is giving her a high five. They're talking about what they got to do on offense and to control that ball, take care of the ball, and get to that free throw line and knock them down, or get an easy layup because of the scrambling defense.
The dynamic duo at guard for the Jackets. Is it enough to propel them to a state championship? Right now it's going to come down to possession and free throws, and Isbell may have traveled. Yes, she did. Boy, she got through the double team nicely, but needed an extra step to do it.
I thought that was a good move, Scott.
Great move.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. One.
Yeah.
Jump stop, 3. Sorry, Aubrey.
It was pretty.
Only James Harden gets that call in the NBA.
Yeah. Here's a drive by Brown. Killer underneath, again draws the contact. Boy, she's determined to either score or get to the free throw line.
Been big for Atkins tonight. She's knocked down several threes. Aggressive right there, and this works in Atkins' favor. You knock down these two, Scott, it goes from you got this at 5 points if she can make both free throws, and that is very reasonable. But once again, I think Coach Kuhn is just sitting there going, my team's good shooters.
Yeah.
I know the stage is high here. It's a hard stage to be on, but right there, you could have cut this thing to 5 right there, and you'd have missed both of them.
Off the front of the rim, too. You wonder if that's fatigue related. Killer has really expounded some energy. Uh-oh. Vickers all alone.
Great pass, Scott. That was Isbell.
The lead back to 9. And a miss there. Isbell out of there with it, and Atkins is probably going to have to start fouling soon. With no shot clock here, and we're closing in on 90 seconds. Yep, they do.
Yeah.
Lindsey Cox reaches in.
47% free throws for Atkins tonight, and I know that is going to haunt them all offseason long because you make half of those, you're within a couple points of this ball game, and meanwhile, young ladies like Kaylee Shipman, a senior guard, going to Arkansas Tech to play. The sophomore, I think you're right on, Scott. The dynamic duo has been the difference in this ball game on the offensive end. Mountain View's kind of tasting it right now. You just tell they are engaged. They know where they're at on defense and offense. They're rebounding, and they're not going to make silly fouls like right there. They just are under control right now, and this is probably going to do it right here as we approach the 1 minute mark.
It's going to take some threes now for Atkins and some missed free throws. Dillard takes it inside instead.
Oh, how in control was that? Isabel just is so in control of her game as a sophomore. We've seen so many great sophomore girls basketball players in this tournament, these state finals so far, and it's hard to argue how in control she is. I mean, Higginbottom from Batesville is as good as they come, but this young lady has got game right now. I mean, I think we're, of course, you take in the whole state tournament, but, you know, we have fun with it here on the broadcast. The MVP, you know, you're a fan of Shipman. She's a senior. Got 4.18 GPA and does all the right things, but, you know, it's hard to argue with what Isabel's done.
24 points for the Mountain View sophomore. And it's the largest lead of the game for Mountain View with less than a minute to play. Handy loses it out of bounds. And that's probably going to do it.
Secure the ball, take care of it. They're going to foul and step up to that line, as Shipman will do right here. Knock those free throws down, and this one's in the books. And all the folks in blue and yellow right now are on their feet, and what a moment for them, winning a state championship. And Coach Kuhn's going to get some of his other, which is classy by him to let some of these kids have done so much. We oftentimes talk about the superstar so much, Scott, but that 8th and 9th man on the team, 12th or 11th man on the team has so much to do with your program and their contribution and their dedication and being a team player. And you're seeing that right now from Atkins, and Mountain Home's going to get a couple of, Mountain View, excuse me, is going to get a couple of minutes as well.
For Atkins, number 12 is McKaylee Sorrells. That's the granddaughter of Coach Sorrells, by the way. And more substitutions now. Mountain View will bring that one half of that dynamic duo, the seniors, Kaylee Shipman and Caden Johnson, to the sidelines, and hugs all around as they've played their final minutes likely of their high school careers. And it looks like it's going to end with a state championship. No better way to end your high school career than playing the last game and not losing, winning the final game played in your classification. And Mountain View is on their way. Lost last year in the finals to a good Charleston team, as Brown gets the steal and a nice use of the left hand. She's got 8 points in the contest. They came up short.
And that was a great game last year, Scott, Charleston and Mountain Home. And
they came up short a year ago. They don't come up short today. Mountain View with their first state title since 2011.
Well, from start to finish, Scott, they were in control of this game, I think. You know, Atkins is so good and talented, they made their runs, but Mountain View at the end of the day, their guard, you know, what's the storyline? They were going to shoot all these threes, and Atkins was going to go down low so much it was the vice versa. And I think you said it best, the guards going down low, including Shipman and Isbell, to get in the paint and make so many great plays all throughout the game.
We will see the presentation of the trophies here momentarily. They will give the runner-up trophy to the Lady Red Devils and the championship trophy to the Lady Jackets. And then we will pause after we see that and come back and bring you some post-game interviews